Yo, what's mobbing with it? Good morning to y'all. I hope all is well this morning. I'm actually getting a late start today. It's about 12 o'clock, 12 something. I was able to spend some time with a youngster who needed a little help, a little mentoring, dealing with depression and stuff. And it was really cool, man. And it's great when I'm able to tap in with somebody that can articulate what they're feeling, and we can really have a cool dialogue. But with that said, let me start up with a scripture today. I want to hit you with Deuteronomy 31:8. The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. How powerful is that? With depression, well, first, let's go back to that. I mean, God gives us so many promises, so many different scriptures reaffirming just how much he wants to be with us, and for those that accept him, how much he is in us and how much he really just gets cracking in our life, so to speak. But we have to tap into that. It has to be something that we're plugged into. When I was in prison, it's a depressing place, but by nature I'm kind of like a happy-go-lucky kind of dude. So it's like, I had my moments, but I was never really, diagnosed as depressed. So the times that it did come, though, I do recall, falling victim to it. Sometimes I would get in that zone where you see the depression coming, it's coming, you feel it, and you just kind of retreat. I would retreat back into my cell, skip yard, and just hang out. And it's weird because it's not comfortable. Depression is obviously sad. But there were times when I almost embraced it, and it was comfortable. It was like a uncomfortable comfortableness, if that makes sense. And I started to realize that I had to start fighting it when the thought came, when it approached. Because in essence, I look at it like this. I learned not too long ago the devil, and it's funny, not too long ago in my walk, and I've been walking with the Lord for a minute, but the devil can't really do anything physically. And so I learned to realize that he's just like a voice, hey, you don't deserve to be happy, and stuff like that. And then we take that and, I don't. Look at all the stuff I did. And we kind of dwell on it and we add our own thoughts to it. We take it and run with it. He's sitting back laughing. So I kind of learned to give the devil like a body, so to speak, or recognize him as treat him like a person. And I do that with depression or any other negative emotion. So now when it comes, it's more real to me. It's like, oh, bro, I see you coming. I see what you ain't gonna punk me today. I ain't with that. You feel me? And it's cold because, Philippians 4:13 says I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And so like the devil will come, depression will come, unhappiness will come, insecurities will come, and we'll act like we don't have no power but to just fall in suit with this, determination that the devil or the situation is trying to give to us. And we take it and run with it. So why would we run? Like, for real, bro, why do we run with a negative thought that the devil jump on our shoulder and whisper in our ear? But when God is sitting here yelling at us, scripture after scripture, example after example in the Bible, we don't hold none of that true. We don't take that and run with that when we allow depression to take its place. I'm not saying we don't, because many of us do. I do, you do. A lot of we wouldn't be here if we didn't. But I'm saying in these moments, how come we ain't as bold and grasping on to what he's talking about when he's saying, I got you. You can do all things through me who strengthens you. Why don't we run with that? And I want to leave you with another verse, though, to kind of cap it off. The last one says, I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world, you will have trouble. Take heart. I have overcome the world. Bruh, that's deep. There's not going to come a time, I don't think ever, where we're not going to have grief, we're not going to have trouble. People aren't going to pass. We're not going to have moments of depression and be down and moments of insecurity. I mean, the world, that comes with the world, you know? Um, he telling us there'll be trouble. Like, we're going to experience some things, man. We're going to hit our head on some walls. But he's also telling us, bro, I've overcome the world. I got all high pitch. I've overcome the world. I mean, how deep is that? We serve a mighty God. And if we believe in this God, then we know that Jesus Christ came as the propitiation of man and his sin and fulfilled all of that, fulfilled the law, fulfilled the scripture. And so it is done. He told us it is done. The only thing we have left to do is rest in his promises. And I mean, I stumble too. I never try to paint a picture like I got it down. I don't never stumble. I do, y'all. And I'll stumble again. And I'll fall into a depression, or I'll let a bad thought linger too long. And I'll have to pull myself up out of it and call on God and crawl back out and wonder why I didn't lean on his promise in the first place and go through that whole thing again. But this happens to all of us, and it doesn't escape none of us. I mean, your greatest pastor, the person that you think has his life most together, doing it big, goes through this. It's inescapable. We all go through it. So with that said, man, I want you guys to remember, the devil can only plant a thought. He can't make you do nothing. He can't make you go lay in your room and sit there with the lights out for 3 days and not communicate with nobody. No, he can plant a seed, a thought, and we run with it and we dwell in it and we marinate in self-pity in it for as long as we want. And when I say self-pity, let me clarify, because it almost sounds harsh. I mean, people have been clinically depressed. I'm not talking about depression like it's just something, oh, you letting it happen. I don't mean it like that, but we have to start combating it in the way that the Bible tells us, in the promises that God has given us. So I want to leave you with that thought, man. Start looking at these insecurities, again, the depression, being down and out, being unhappy. Start looking at it as when that thought comes, like it's somebody. Because we're not going to just let nobody run up on us and do what we do. We saving ourselves, man. We're going to battle this. So when it comes, start using these exercises to give you a better picture or demonstration or recognition of this problem coming, rather than just feeling some kind of way and I feel down and then I'm down and out. And you don't really know why, and we kind of just paint it as, I don't know why, this feeling just came over me. No, start looking at like this fool came up and tried to depress me, man. I ain't having that back up, chump. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we got to push. That's the strength that God gave us to overcome the world, because he already overcame it and we're in him. So if we're in him, we overcame it as well. And until we recognize that, we're going to be losing. We're going to take some losses, but he's always with us. He'll never forsake us. Keep it mobbing. God bless y'all. Be happy. Find your strength, find your courage, and let's get it, man. Keep it mobbing, man, forever.